Oh, I love that muscle intro. Gotta love
Oh,
it.
did you like that, Thomas?
I love that every time. Gotta love it.
I
Good
never
evening,
get bored
everyone.
of.
Good evening, everybody. Welcome to the Greek Watch Show. As you know, we have D-Time Love Show, and we have Thomas Burnett. And we are actually just looking at the new Christopher Awards that I believe Tickers decided to announce at like 6 a.m. And we're just going through the various models. So, Thomas.
Yeah, well, we've got a couple of titanium models here. They're retailing, got a nice blue Fume dial, titanium one. And that's quite a nice one, that one.
Well, I like the everyone's going for this Tiffany kind of blue look, but I have to say that Tiffany, not this one, but the third one in the row,
Like the ice blue one.
Yeah, the ice blue. I know everyone's going for that Tiffany look, but it does actually look quite nice. I've not actually held one of these watches. You haven't, have you, D?
No, not yet.
No,
I'm sure I'm going to get one for review. I think they're in that other, what's that watch exhibition that's going on in San Francisco? That I think they've got their samples going to that show in April. End of April. Do you know which one I'm talking about, Thomas? There's a show in San Francisco in April, I believe,
All right,
on the
okay.
29th. So, I mean, it's an interesting piece for sure. I mean, there's a hell of a lot of Gerald Genta inspired watches coming out of late, guys. I mean, the market is flooded. It's no surprise that Christopher Ward have gone down that path as well. It's an attractive watch, no doubt, but it does look like a love child made of many different elements and DNA in there for sure. Yeah. But it's at a very competitive price as well. And the first one we're looking at, that's titanium, is it as well?
Yeah, this is 1,500,
TIs.
1,600.
All the TIs, right?
Okay. TIs, the TIs.
And
do you like titanium, Thomas?
I do, yeah. I really like titanium watches.
You, Alex?
I can't stand it.
You can't stand it. It's a material you don't like working with, isn't it?
No. I just think it's just an awful material for a watch. Look, a lot of people, when they pick up a watch, they like to have some weight to it. You know, I don't know if you've ever picked up you assume there's a glass of water or a bottle of water. You go to pick it up and you're expecting it to be out of weight, and your hand goes like this. That's a titanium watch to me. It's absolutely. It just feels like garbage.
I don't know. I have to. I know what you're saying. It does make it feel a bit lighter, but I love my Seamaster. I had a Seamaster Electric Blue before I got the stainless steel one, and I felt that watch wears perfectly on the wrist, Alex, to be fair.
No, I thought it was awful, that Seamaster, the titanium Seamaster.
I quite like it, to be honest. But maybe it's because it was one of my first luxury watches, and I had a bit of a love affair with it. You know what I mean? So
yeah, because you were emotionally tied to the fact of why you bought the watch, and then you liked it, the fact that it was titanium.
What you're saying is love is blind.
Love is blind. You know that.
Yeah, I know. We all know that very well.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you like this? Do you like this navy blue one, or do you like the lighter blue one, Alex?
I like the lighter blue, which is the Tiffany. This one. I know
this looks nice. Only stainless steel as well. 1,050p. That's a good price, isn't it? I mean, it's double the price of the actual Tissot PRX equivalent. Almost twice the price. But this one isn't chronometer certified, so I take it. This is what Christopher will do with their watches. If they're made out of bronze or titanium, they'll make them chronometer certified. I've seen their trait for their sort of special models as such. But I think this one would probably be the bestseller, Alex, to be fair.
I think so as well. I think it's everyone's going for this Tiffany blue. It's in fashion. It's a
But this is not
color.
This is more like the ice blue that you get on that new Tissot PRX, which isn't exactly Tiffany blue, is it?
Well, platinum blue. You know, it's like the it's like the
Daytona blue.
Well, yeah, it's like the blue that Rolex use when they're signifying a platinum piece. You know, it does have that blue look, doesn't it?
Look, we've got to talk about the elephant in the room, about the Gerald Genta design, and there's a cluster of Gerald Genta galore watch-inspired pieces that have come out in the last few years in regards to this. And it's mainly
There's
down to the fact that, for me, the Tizot PRX has been such a great hit, in my opinion, that you can't play a blind eye to that. That the sales figures of those timepieces are absolutely immense. So what would you say that looks like? Because I look at that and I think the case reminds me of the Chapek Antarctic with
Zenith.
those
absolutely
crown guards.
Crown guards exactly like the Chapek Antarctic. Yeah.
And Gerard Perregaux, was it Laureate? Was it that model? Laureate. Yeah.
What about Zenith
bezel.
Defy? It's got
Zenith
Zenith
Defy. It's a love child of many things, Alex.
Looks like you do.
This is like, you don't know where it's from, you know?
Yeah, like us.
You'd have to question where it's from.
Well,
you know it's Mediterranean, but whereabouts in the Med?
Those crown guards are from a Chapek, and the bezel is from a Laureato, almost. It looks a bit Laureato-ish.
How big is it?
I think it's. Let's check again. 40 mil.
40 mil, so exactly the same size as the PRX, then, yeah?
Nice, 40 mil. So it's about
that's a lovely piece, to be honest with you. Yeah. Christopher Ward's got the color combo just right, to be fair. They've got a lilac one as well, haven't they? And yeah, I mean, look, so what is this? This is the C12, is what they're saying. It's called the C12. So what's that for? Is it because there's 12 different variations of this watch, or does anyone know?
No, there's 4 in steel and 2 in titanium. There's
for now. I reckon there will be 12 because look, there's.
I think it's going to sell well. This, you know, something tells me because the price
really
point.
Well.
Thomas, can we just have a look at the case back, the glass back, please?
Yeah, sure.
Now, I'm speaking for a watchmaker here. I'm looking at this watch and I'm thinking, I wonder what it's like to wear this watch and the reliability. Now, I've noticed on this watch that there's a lot of facets. If you notice, there's a lot of
different finish. And look, the bracelet as well. One thing you know with Christopher Ward, the bracelets are going to be good quality on all their pieces. All right, maybe the glide lock system isn't up there with a Seamaster or, God may I say, you know, Rolex Submariner, but it's a whole different price point. But the finishing, Alex, you have to admit, when we did look at their watches, seemed to be really good for the price.
It is,
puts a lot of other brands to shame, to be fair.
The finishing is really good, but I've noticed something that you guys haven't noticed. What do you see on the case back?
The screws holding the case back in.
Yeah, those are special screws.
RM style.
Right.
Well, it's to stop. I mean, look, some watchmakers, which I wouldn't ever suggest, would get a piece of plastic. Actually, I'm not going to say some watchmakers. Some watches may wish to get a piece of plastic and use a large screwdriver and notch the screwdriver in and open. I would never suggest that because you just round the corners and you don't have the correct tool. But you'd need the correct tool for that, or a certain Allen key. So
what you're saying, I know what you're getting at here. So what you're saying is this has to go back to Christopher Ward when it needs a service.
Well, you could make the tool if you wanted to, but then you have to understand how long is it going to take you to make that tool to then work on the watch and how much you're going to charge to service it. By that time, it might as well go back to Christopher Ward because they're very they're great on prices for servicing their watches. They are very, very affordable for their servicing on their watches.
Very valid point. I mean, in regards to the movement, Alex, so what you're saying, you know, the other ones are chronometer certified, so they've just been regulated to chronometer spec.
-4 + 6 seconds, yeah.
So, okay, so they're only using that on a titanium. What's the price of the titanium? It's what, £600 more than the stainless steel.
Yeah, 600 to 550 pounds more. Yeah.
You could time the non-chronometer rated ones to chronometer rating if you really wanted to. And that brings me to a point. I had a customer that contacted me, and he doesn't mind me suggesting this.
Okay.
He's asked me if I could adjust his Metas Omega because it's 26 seconds a week fast, Thomas.
Really?
Wait a minute. When you say really, you're worrying me now.
No, I mean it's that he wanted it. That's not much.
But
That's
that's
not that
nothing.
much.
And
Not much.
I thought it was a joke. And we had a bit of a laugh on the phone because I said to him, I'm just about to walk in the gym and I had to take this call because this reminds me of a time when someone rang me and I wasn't having a great morning. And he told me, you waiting for this, Thomas?
Go.
You're listening? He said to me how he was very upset that his Rolex crown on his Submariner, the Rolex symbol wouldn't line up exactly at 12.
I will say this to you, Alex. This is one customer you don't need on your books.
Yeah. Yeah. So I assumed it was another watchmaker doing a prank on me. It wasn't. It was a
It
real
probably was a prank, no?
No, but it also reminded me of another customer that said to me he believed his watch, his brand new Rolex watch, was worth something because it was so accurate.
Well, these are your local residents, Alex, yeah?
Yeah. No, they're not Scousers, actually.
No?
No, they're not. No.
Look, to be honest, right, look, there is an educational problem, isn't it, at the moment, where a lot of people buy watches, but they don't really educate them when they walk out of the AD how to use their watch, for example, Alex.
Yes and no, but D, if you go on the Rolex sites, I'm sure that every Rolex crown is lined up perfectly.
Yeah, you'd expect so, to be fair. That
So,
Rolex quality control.
from a customer's point of view, why does his crown on his watch not line up perfectly at 12 then? I'm just thinking as a customer.
Trying to see if we can find a photo of the crown lined up on this one. No,
That's not
I don't think any crown lines up perfectly. I mean,
I don't think
no.
they do. I'm not sure about that. I think you have to get lucky as well.
Mine's got the logo upside down at the moment. So
look at my Seamaster.
No, it's not supposed to.
No.
Listen, you can all look.
It's not.
Don't even get me to look at my watch first. No, well, I'm going to give you all guys OCD, but it's things like that shouldn't bother people. And mechanical watches, at the end of the day, you are going to hit a point where it's going to be slightly losing or gaining. So you've got to live with it. And if you can't live with 25, 26 seconds a week, what's so important?
well, I mean, unless you're using a Seiko 9F quartz movement, which is 10 seconds a year, you're not gonna get on a manual, on an automatic watch. You're not gonna get.
No, I mean the Metas one is always plus. Is it always plus because they always want you to be there earlier than planned?
It's on a
But
plus,
if
isn't
it's
it?
by, I think chronometer is minus. What is it? -3 plus
It's
3.
Zero plus
zero
5
plus.
seconds.
0. Yeah, that's the one. Yeah,
Zero plus 5 seconds.
This is where Alex knowledge comes into play because this is what you do when you're checking them. They need a service or not. I would have thought, Alex.
Yeah, so when I get a watch Indy and a customer's saying there's an issue with the timekeeper, and I put it on half wind and check it on the hanging positions, get an average reading, check its delta, and then I will fully wind it as well and check its rate. But that's checking timekeeping. That's not checking auto work, because your auto work could fail. So you could have either one or the other. But usually the auto work fails first. From experience, you'll find that the auto work fails, especially on the 3-1 caliber that I work on nearly every day. It's the auto that fails.
Mm-hmm.
So
I've just seen a message from Keith in the chat that the 12 relates to the bezel, so the facets. That's very interesting. So 12 facets. Yeah, okay, that's interesting. So now we know the meaning behind the actual name of the actual watch, which is very interesting. Okay, so that's cool.
I actually do like this watch. I mean, the price point, if you compare that to other brands, you don't really get much for your money.
So let's have a think what this goes up against. So what uses the same movements? The only watch I can think of is the Mavros Lacroix Acon with the Celita 200.
Yeah.
So is it the same price point as well, I believe, or are they a little bit more expensive?
Wow. I can bring one up if you want.
Yeah, let's bring one up. Pull it up, Thomas. Pull it up.
The Morris Lacroix Acon. Let's have a look.
And someone says in the chat that the titanium version's got the SW300, Alex.
Right.
There you go. The Acon is
Okay, that's interesting.
That is that you know, so there is real value there. Not only is it titanium, it's got an upgraded movement as well, which is very intriguing.
I could still time the 200 though.
The Acon's doing a pure Royal Oak copy here. I mean, it's got the same sort of Royal Oak style bracelet. It's got the same sort of dial, tapisserie dial. It's
But I'm just going to put this out there. So you've got 1,000.
Oh my God, what's this? Sorry, D. Go on, carry on, D.
I'm just saying, you've got £1,500 to spend. And do you go with the CW over the Tissot PRX? Do you put that money towards a summer vacation?
You go first, Thomas. Come on, Thomas. You come on.
I really like the Tissot PRX. I mean, 70s were the beginning of the steel sports watch, weren't they? Really, the steel integrated bracelet sports watch, and we've had a huge resurgence in this 70s styling now, and the PRX has been a really popular watch. It's got that. They came out first with the quartz, and now the Palmatic 80 movement, and I really like the. I've got to get this off my screen. It's hurting my eyes. This Acon.
That's awful. Absolute garbage.
I'll tell you what. I see where Thomas is going, but you know, if I was to get the Christopher Ward, I'd actually go for the titanium one, Alex, because you get the upgraded movement and you're getting a titanium watch for not that much more money, Alex.
I don't agree with you, D.
I don't know.
It's just titanium.
I don't know.
I don't know.
That's where we have to agree to disagree. Well, see, we don't always have the same ideology, me and Alex, you know. But
no. I'm surprised you like titanium, you know.
No, listen, I'm just thinking about it. You know, I'm always one of these guys where if I was to because I've got a PRX in the collection already, it makes no sense for me to go and buy a Christopher Ward C12, if that makes sense, Alex. What? I already got a watch that has that Gerald Genta design. Why do I need another one? Just with you know,
I like these titanium ones because they got the Fume dials. I like this Fume dial, this blue one.
That's in rollers call it a Vignetti dial, don't they?
I mean that's going Moserish. So, I mean you're getting into Moser.
Yeah, that's true.
I think it would be nice if Christopher Ward actually just made a design of their own. Am I wrong to say that?
Look, I mean, I'll be honest with you. Like, you know, I've reviewed so many of them on the channel. Sorry, Thomas, go on.
I mean, now we're getting into even more brand rip-offs here. So we've got the Laureato bezel. We've got the Chapek crown guards. We've got a Moser dial. We've got a almost Octave Finissimo bracelet. We're getting into a real mishmash here. So, but it's a great looking watch, and I really like it.
I mean, if you didn't know about the other watches that are out there, you'd be like, "This is a fantastic looking watch."
Yeah, absolutely.
From a watch enthusiast's point of view, if you have any watch knowledge, you'll be seeing similarities. It's a bit like looking at a Lexus car and saying, "Well, the back of that looks like a Mercedes."
Yeah.
That bit's from a BMW. You know what I mean? So, but from a novice point of view, you're going to be like,
"No, I think you're wrong."
Well, what makes you say that?
just think you're wrong, D.
So you're trying to tell me? So you think the novice will love the look of this, Alex?
Look, they're trying to. For me, they're just trying to dip their toe in every market and produce a watch that somebody's going to say, "I like that watch because it looks like a watch that I can't afford. Therefore, I'm going to buy it."
Valid point, but that's what I was saying about Lexus. It's basically trying to be a Mercedes, BMW, but at the end of the day, it's a Toyota.
But with Lexus, you can say that some of them are better than BMWs, can't you? I don't know much about cars.
Look, no, Lexus is a good car, but you know, I would never pick one over a Mercedes or BMW. But I am a German car enthusiast, so for me, it's like, yeah, they're more reliable, 100%, but don't drive nowhere near as good as, say, the equivalent, you know, BMW or Mercedes.
Listen, if you want bad drivability, just buy an American car, Thomas.
Well, they're petrol guzzlers. I mean, they're 60-year engines, aren't they? I mean,
you know what? It's hard to judge a piece until you wear it, and I've always said this. It's all very well talking about it until you've actually got it on the wrist. Even Alex might change his mind, even in regards to the titanium. You just never know. It depends how that watch, when you wear it at the time, it's hard to judge a piece purely on the, you know, these photographs that we see here on the website.
I mean, Mark Bowman's saying he'd go for a Doxa 300T. I mean, for the same price, yeah. I mean, I probably would as well, to be honest with you, Mark. But we're talking, I mean, integrated bracelet sports watches. So, I mean, yeah. I mean, hats off to Christopher Ward. They've come up with a good-looking piece, I think.
It's another watch in their lineup they can say they've covered, right, guys?
Yeah.
Fair enough to say that we've got a Gerald Jensen inspired piece as well in the lineup. They've got a chiming watch as well. That you name it, they've got everything in their lineup. But they are really pushing them out monthly at the moment. It feels like there's a lot of new pieces coming out. It's hard to keep up with Christopher Wood. You've got to give it to them. They're very busy, I have to say.
Look. On this particular watch, 1,595. I think they might have just. I mean, look, it's an it's a decent price, you know.
What else is out there at titanium with SW? I can't think of anything.
No,
there's nothing out. There's no competition on this piece. That's what I mean. The stainless steel piece, you could argue for the PRX because they're both stainless steel. Yeah. Both similar movements. Well, it's got 80 hours power reserve, the other one. The other SW200 that the CW is using will probably have a 38-hour power reserve, Alex. So the only thing I would say, knowing what Christopher Ward all about, I would say probably the bracelet will be slightly higher finish than the Tissot.
Okay, yeah. Now, I'm just curious. What's their service prices, Thomas? Does it show it on their site? Because from what I remember, it's very affordable.
They put you out of business now, Alex.
Yeah.
You want to know Alex's prices? Look away now.
Oh, we got a friend here with love from Oshin. Oh, is Oshin watching? Bob Sacamano.
The dial looks pretty decent. I'd be intrigued to see what this watch looks like in the flesh. They asked me if I wanted one in for review, and I said yes. And they're gonna send the samples over.
Stop, Thomas. Sorry to interrupt. The Picasso watchmaking. Why the man behind Patek Philippe's Nautilus and the Audemars Piguet Royal Oak is horology's greatest designer. Well, what's that got to do with this watch?
Well, it's not like a Royal Oak, and it's not like a Nautilus, which was the Captain Nemo submarine. It's not like an engineer. I suppose they may be saying it's like an engineer.
Well, they've put their own spin on it, haven't they? For sure. It's, you know, they've taken elements of design and aesthetic looks from other watches that were inspired by the same piece, to be fair.
I
think
suppose
that's
what they're trying to say is that the Royal Oak kicked off the integrated bracelet steel sports watch fad.
Yeah, I think it's Thomas is spot on. They're just saying that they've adopted that design.
And that, he's the forefather of that's the forefather watch of
Right.
70s style
Okay.
that was the watches now are following on from.
Right. But that doesn't make sense to me. The reason why I say that is because that's like Ferrari advertising a completely other different car manufacturer.
It is, yeah, but I mean, I haven't read into what they say about Giorgento much.
Look, they're not hiding away from it. That they're playing tribute to this guy's design. This is what they're saying, Alex. Yeah,
Yeah.
they could be claiming it's their own. They've made it their own thing. That they're just being honest and transparent. In my opinion, they're not. To eliminate that sort of criticism that it's a homage or something. They're being like, well, look, this is it. This is what we've done. This is our take based on his design. In his genre of design.
Okay. You know what I'm trying to say, though, don't you?
I do know what you're getting at, but I mean, can you imagine if someone was saying that about RM? There'd be a cease and desist letter going straight away.
It's like these people that say they make halloumi and they don't make halloumi. They make a style of halloumi.
Yeah. Greek style, eh?
Greek style.
I mean, the thing here, the 6 years in the making and endless experimentation. A pause until our team knew they could achieve their ambitions. Enjoy the story of our first integrated watch in 13 years. Then they go on with the YouTube video. Tech specs.
So this is the SW300. It's got a 56-hour power reserve.
Oh,
and the other one is
interesting.
38 hours. So there are differences. That's,
there is some big differences. That's interesting, isn't it?
Yeah.
Hmm.
So you are getting technically slightly more superior watch if you go with the titanium one.
The Super Luminova Grade X1 C1 field hands and indexes. Eco-friendly luxury presentation case and owner's handbook. Wow,
You know what Alex looks for? He looks for what the warranty is.
Yeah, I want to see the warranty.
This is the difference between a watch enthusiast, yes, and a watchmaker. Let me see when the warranty runs out, when I can get my hands
listen,
on it.
A lot of people will buy these luxury watches and they don't think about what happens if it goes wrong. This is why I always say, be careful of when you buy a watch with an in-house movement, because you don't know the R&D of the watch in terms of the movement. You don't know the research and development on the movement. You don't know its warranty terms. Okay, you can find out. But the fact that it's an in-house movement means in-house parts, restricted parts, high prices, probably long turnaround times. So always consider that.
I'll tell you, Alex, you know what I've realized about watchmakers and mechanics? You guys are always negative.
Yeah. No, you're right.
No, I'm gonna be, because my mechanic is like, as soon as I get a new car, I can tell you everything that's gonna go wrong with that car.
Yeah. And
you're like, you just ruined the romance of it, mate. Yeah, let it go wrong. But no, I know what you're getting at, though. I think it is important if you're buying on the secondary market, and maybe if you haven't got money to burn, really understand and do your research in terms of what you're buying and what it could potentially cost you. Because if you do need to shift it on and it breaks and you can't afford to fix it, then you're in trouble.
Yeah,
that's the honest truth, right? So I totally see the value in your opinion there.
And then what happens? They take it to a watchmaker that can't get the parts, and they get frustrated, or they take it to a watchmaker that may be able to get the parts but can't do the job. Get frustrated, may even, unfortunately, get the watch back even worse, say. That may happen. And then before you know it, they fall out of love with the watch. They literally fall out of love with it. And it's trying to get that love back That's the hardest part because they're so pissed off.
I know, but we're talking about watches like being our partners, our wives, our girlfriends, and
Yeah, but a lot of people they treat their watches like their partners. You know.
yeah, that's what I do. I was like, that's it. It's over. How do we know? Listen, I mean, look, I mean, I love watches, and I think what's happened to me is that when you've got too many in your collection, you start to lose a love for them a little bit. You don't enjoy. This is what I'm missing at the moment. I was reminiscing the times when I had maybe 3 or 4 watches, and I used to love them. Like, honestly, I just look at them, polish them, a little bit of dirt. Oh my God, I've got to clean it. Now it's like, oh, I've got all these watches. This is going to my deposit box in the bank. And I've got all these other watches I'm going to review. And I'm like, oh, okay, brilliant. This one's all right. Nothing, it's okay. It doesn't rock my world or anything like that, but it's nice. I'm sure it'll please a few wrists out there. But I'm starting to feel a little bit, it sort of dilutes the love, and I can see now from Alex's point of view, now that, we're doing that Fraser Hart project, all these watches are coming through, and there's been watches that I've always lusted and really been intrigued to see what they feel like on the wrist. And now it's like, oh, is that it? I'm really disappointed. I was expecting it. I don't know what I was expecting, but I was expecting to be like really emotional, but I wasn't. I was like, just put it back in the box now. That's I don't want to. I wouldn't even consider buying one now off the back of that.
Just a tangible item that just happens to be of value. That's how you see it. If you're working with cars, you see them. You could be working with supercars. You just get used to it. It's just
who's in the house? Can you see the chat, guys? Because I can't see the chat. Hold on. I sort of come off. Here we go. Got quite a few people. We've got Ian in the house as well.
Yeah.
Hope you're well.
Romania, Von Krul, Joe Grossfire, Ian, Mark Bowman, Carl Chuds.
Who else we got? Got a few here.
Ed Branch, Jim Jones,
Rolly Mania,
Keith Burford,
Mark Bowman,
a few shout outs to the
Jay
guys.
Gracewater.
Welcome to the show. Welcome to the Greek Watch Show. We might have to change the name, Alex, soon.
What are we going to change it to?
I don't know.
Mediterranean.
We can change it to the BQ Watch Fair. Summer Watch Fair, because I've got news.
Go on.
Oh, God, I'm really busy, honestly. You can tell. Look at my state of my eyes. I think I've aged. I need to basically recruit a team now for this event side because it's taking a hell of a lot of time, and I'm talking to people at all different hours of the day. But the news is, guys, not only have we got the 80s of the Watches presents the BQ Watch Show on the 10th and the 11th of June, make sure you're free on the 22nd and the 23rd of July, because we have the BQ Summer Watch Show, guys, which is going to be good. And we're going to make it watchmaker heaven. We have someone flexing their muscles on the day. The one and only, the world famous Alexandra Sfodi in the house. He's going to be teaching us some of his watchmaking skills, and we're going to have big screens, and we're going to have probably 25 brands. I've got another 20 brands confirmed for those dates, guys. Looking very good, and just finalizing everything. And I'd love to see you guys there. Exactly the same. Hopefully you guys will be addicted to the first one and will be attending the second one as well. So really good times ahead. I don't know if you guys...
Really looking forward to the June show, D.
Yeah, it's really good. Watch Pro are sponsoring the event. They're sponsoring all 6 events. Yeah. It's great. Lucy Cheesewright is going to be cutting the ribbon with a famous celebrity in Chris Evangelou, who's an ex-boxing continental champion, and who's, you could say in the acting world, becoming a bit of a grade A Hollywood celebrity after being in The Gentleman, Shadow Boxer, and he's starred recently in EastEnders, and he's got loads of films lined up as well. So, no, it's going to be an intriguing couple of days, and I'm really looking forward to it. Look, we've put our heart and soul into this here at A to Z, and Spencer's given us the platform. He's been an absolute gent. The premises is looking even better than I could ever imagine, and Spencer's going the extra mile in every aspect of the event, basically. So I think me and him getting together, Alex, is a partnership in heaven at the moment.
Yeah, Spencer.
busy man, hasn't he, recently? I mean,
Oh,
he's
with the
saved-
Watchmaster situation, I mean,
Oh, yeah,
I
yeah.
mean,
honestly, guys, I went in there.
saved a lot of people who had the watches on consignment. And,
Yeah, 100%. Spencer saves the day again. I have to
Yeah.
admit, the guy's busy. You know, he's in the trenches with the guys working there. I mean, I went there with a few of the brands, you know, to show them the exhibition space, and we popped over to have a look. You know, how they were getting on at BQ Watches, and you know, they've got the watches packed to the ceilings. Honestly, guys, some amazing pieces for Watchmaster. But you can see Spencer. He's on the phone. He's in the trenches with his staff, doing what he needs to do. He really leads by example, and I find that very inspiring. Yeah, very admirable. And you know that he's not one of those guys that just delegates. He actually does the job and leads by example. And I like that. It's a bit like myself. You know, when I'm at work, I like to lead by example and get my guys over the line. So very great news. I'll be honest with you, that Watchmaster situation, but the stuff that he's got alongside it, like the watchmakers benches, Alex, amazing stuff, mate. Really,
No, I'd love to see him.
stuff.
I'd love to see what he's got. You know,
We'll be using them at the exhibition, mate.
Yeah, I'll get my
For you to
microscope.
display your skills. Yeah.
No, it'd be good. You know, I mean,
little exclusive for the first one. I know Thomas will appreciate, and these guys in the chat as well. We're going to do micro. You know how Alex uses that micro camera in the live stream, Thomas?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
He's going to be using that to show some of the Chapek movements and sirens and stuff like that on the big screen. I think that'd be really good, you know, so people get even a close up. Let's just hope that, you know, we don't see any quality control issues.
No, big hair, big
No, I'm sure they'll be fine. You know, they're top stuff, what those guys do. So,
yeah.
It's going to be
obviously going to check, aren't they? They're going to check everything. Yeah.
Fantastic news.
I must say, Alex, you released a brilliant video on Monday with the 6239 Daytona repair video, and
really cool.
Watch
Well done, Alex.
amazing after restoration and refinishing to the dial and bracelet.
Yeah, that was months in the work, Thomas. That was
your family will be very proud.
Oh, thank you, Ray. Thank
you. Baba, this a video move.
No, look, that was months. That took a long time, Thomas, because if you look at the dial, the dial was the money shot, because it was important that dial was replicated to exactly how it was previously. So that wasn't a dial replacement, that was a dial restoration. So it's getting the colors exactly the same, the font exactly the same, you know, everything. That was really, really difficult. And a lot of, I have my own dial restorers, and they got it perfectly. Well, there's no such thing as perfect, but it's close to perfect as it could be. And the actual owner of the watch was extremely, extremely happy. Also, the case and bracelet wasn't over polished. It was just very lightly polished. Bezel was refinished. Original, I actually ended up keeping, I think, the original plexi. So I didn't change the plexi. I was going to change it, but I felt the need that it didn't need changing. But yeah, it was very expensive to do. It was a job, I think, was after VAT, I think it was close to $7,000.
Wow.
To do.
Wow, amazing.
So, but I think Rolex charged $2,000 just for the estimate. So even if you don't proceed with the estimate, I think it's actually not $1,000; it's around $2,000.
Just seeing Mark Bowman's question. I honestly think the new BQ Watch Shop Hub is going to bring the community together. Honestly, that is exactly what it's about. I mean, I think this partnership with me and BQ Watches, Spencer, it's a partnership in heaven, really, because we're bringing all the brands together. We're bringing an opportunity where it's not going to be like a hotel where there's so much flexibility. It's like a dream. You know, I don't have to worry about, you know, moving the table slightly to the side or to the right or the left, or where the PowerPoints are. Like Spencer's just customizing everything the way we want it to be. So absolutely fantastic news. But I'll tell you what, I think we're going to have a lot of fun times there, Thomas. It's going to be a second home to all of us. Hey, Dodger, I hope to see you there as well, my friend. Good times. I'm excited now. I mean, it's nice to see a project come together, and something that we discussed, Alex, last year, and it materializes quite quickly.
Well, look, I mean, Spencer has been in the game for many, many years. And the fact that he takes action, it's a word that I use because he literally does take action. And whatever he says, he actually does. I mean, people don't realize and appreciate the amounts of money and organization it takes to run a business of that stature.
Of that
It's
magnitude as well.
magnitude.
Yeah.
It's huge, and I was actually amazed when I walked into his premises because the way everything was organized, ticketed. It was. I can definitely learn a lot from that. It was incredible, and the amount of stock he has. I don't think there's any business I've ever gone into. It's not like I've gone into a lot of businesses, but even businesses I worked never had that amount of stock.
I'm going to say this, right, off the back of the Watchmaster deal, and I'm happy to say this, is that Spencer has got probably more Rolex in stock than anyone else in the UK at the moment.
Yeah, I mean, look, who could you compare?
Yeah, you can't, honestly, he's got more Rolex than the ADs. That's not hard, to be honest with you. But I'm just saying, like, against his competitors, I mean, honestly.
The other thing is, D, that I noticed that when we walked in and had a look at his stock, it was not always uncomfortable for me. But I'm just very careful, Thomas. I like to keep my hands shown because when you're in someone's safe walkthrough, you want to, because that's how I would want to be, and I expect people to be like that. But when I looked at the quality of the watches, I was actually really surprised because the quality was very sharp, detailed. There was no tats there. There was none of these like heavily customized tats.
No, he doesn't do any of that stuff. It's not really. He might have the odd I don't know. I'm sure out of all those thousands of watches, there may be one customized piece. I don't know, to be honest with you. To be honest,
no, but
truth.
But it's the quality though, D. Even if it's customized, it's still well customized. But the quality of the watches was, like refinishing aspect was spot on. I always look at that because you could have a really like expensive piece like a John Mayer, and the bezel might be over polished or it might just be badly presented, bracelet, whatever. But these were actually sharp pieces, and I ain't getting paid a penny from Spencer for saying this, so it doesn't. I don't get any money from Spencer, so I can actually. I was there. I've seen it with my own eyes.
Look, I'm going to say this, right? Some of the bigger brands that maybe weren't sure whether the venue, how big it was or anything like that, because my planogram doesn't make it look like a big place. But when you go there and you've seen what he's done, they were shocked how big it was, Alex, yeah? They were expecting it to be like a small, like little function room or something. And the mere fact of it is, it's a hell of a big size. The whole place is massive. But he's got now how many free event spaces in that premises?
It's huge, isn't it? I was amazed how big it was. It was humongous.
So, okay, it's not as big as the Zen Garden at the Sofitel, for you, but that's different. That's a hotel, for God's sake.
That's
what
different.
I mean?
Yeah, for me. I mean, I enjoyed that, but there's a different feel with Spencer's. Okay, it's not finished yet. It's still being built, but what he was showing us, we visualized it, didn't we, D?
I mean, I tend to visualize things, so I don't know. I've got a wild imagination, so maybe. But honestly, fun does menos. Yeah, but honestly, he's at the stage now of doing the rendering and the finishing, right? So structurally, it's there, and you can see the security. And look, I'll be honest with you, the brands that I took with me, I won't mention too much, but they're more of the higher end brands. They said that they've bought into it. Yeah. They're talking about getting their cabinets and storing them there so we can do regular events. It's going to be amazing, so they're all buying into it. So it's good times. That's all I'm going to say. Be patient with us as well. But any feedback or any requests, don't be afraid to contact me. Just go to my channel. You can find all my details at the bottom of the videos, in the description or in the contact section as well. And I want to give a good shout out to my Gumbaro Thomas. make sure you check him out at the Escapement Show. If you want to know more about integrated bracelets coming up this weekend, this is the man to go to because, he's the Wikipedia.
Yeah, next weekend we're doing a show on integrated bracelets. So, integrated bracelet watches. So,
good.
should be fun on that.
Don't forget to like and subscribe to his channel. I think Thomas does not get the credit he deserves.
No.
He puts the hours in. He's a foundation member. He's a really genuine watch enthusiast, Thomas. And I've got a hell of a lot of time for you. Honestly, I really do. And the likes of Greggy Boy, Ian. As well, Gumbaros, these guys, Dodger, all of you guys on the chat. Mark,
Jay.
everybody. Really, really good guys.
Von Corell. Don't forget Von Corell.
Yeah. Definitely
top guys, and we really appreciate your support. And I've had a lot of emails from you guys in regards to the show. If I haven't got back to you yet, I apologize. I was just still going through the emails. I've had like 92 emails to go through, so there's a few that I looked at and never responded straight away because I haven't got the answers.
You got one from the FBI yet, Eddie?
None, unfortunately. No.
Check your spam, Ray. Check your spam.
No, I did go on. I did go on to Netflix and Amazon to get a bit of Mulder and Scully.
Okay, all right.
Well, I was just talking about the your Daytona repair video, and I just wanted to digress and say, not all of us can afford Daytonas, and I'm a bit of an eBay buyer sometimes, and I buy a few. As you know, you look down on some of my eBay purchases sometimes.
Poor Thomas. That's what I get in the group. Don't buy that, Thomas. Alex gets angry. Thomas is like he ruins the love. Like Thomas buys a watch on eBay. He's happy.
Thomas. We're going to go down the rabbit hole, aren't we?
My affordable watches. And I was just going to ask a bit of advice off you. I'll just share my screen.
Okay, I'm sharing. Oh my God, here we go.
Here we go. What is it?
So this is a watch that I nearly won, but I didn't purchase. And
Levy's daughter, Levy's.
970. It's a Nirvana.
Thomas, I could have got you the reissue of this one. I could get you the reissue of this one. They sent it to me on the channel. Nevada
Sorry,
Gretchen.
my button's stuck. 1 minute.
Listen, no, Nevada Gretchen used to be an alright brand back in the day, Alex.
Yeah, no, but this is the pre-Gretchen. This is a Nevada Taravana, and it's 970. And he uses a Valju.
Look at this guy, man. Look at this guy. Bad soccer Philly, there. Show him some respect. I'm like the parent there. Show your brother some respect.
I want to ask you a question, Alex.
You can ask whatever you want. You can call me Susan if you like.
This seller said that this had been serviced, this movement. Now I asked a fellow watchmaking friend, and he said, "Service my ass."
Service my exactly. Look at it.
It looks like at one point it was very rusty, and he's pretty sure he could see the rust on the levers.
This one was serviced by my uncle while he was doing the barbecue, man.
Why he's doing the sugla? Listen, Thomas, can you zoom in on the balance, please?
So I dodged a bullet, not buying it.
I told you. I keep telling you. Can you look? Now we can't see. Can you see the balance there? Can you just zoom in on the jewel on the balance? Just forget about the dirt. Well, that's pitting, isn't it? Look, the oil on that shock setting jewel. There's no oil. It's dry. It's a dry spot on the balance.
I just wanted to ask you, what do we look out for if we see shots like this, and people advertising watches, and we see shots like this? What do we look out for?
I'll tell you what you look out for. Tell you what look out for. Just don't buy this garbage.
Yeah. What can we look out for?
Okay. Well, right. First of all, if you look, so we got the.
Alex is getting cocky tonight.
Yeah, Gavlosa. Listen, right, so if you look at the balance jewel,
yeah. So here
right, you can see a black mark in the center. It's not the most clear as the pictures, but I would say that jewel has not been oiled. that jewel's
Right,
not been oiled. So that's the first
okay.
thing you look for.
So first
Now,
thing to look for.
terms of it's you have to understand and appreciate this is an old movement. So it's
1970.
yeah. So the age of the look, there's going to be certain patina. So you can't say has it really been serviced? It hasn't been serviced. But the balance jewel for me states that this watch hasn't been serviced. Now, what does service mean? Are they selling it? Are they selling it on a warranty, hoping that it doesn't come back, or have they really stripped it down and serviced it and gave a warranty? Do you understand what I mean?
Yeah, it's coming from a private seller. I mean,
Oh, listen, look. How much is the watch?
it was 430 quid it went for.
Okay, just save your money, Thomas, and buy something decent.
I know what he's going to recommend, that Tizot PRX.
Got a nice
Alex has
Tiffany.
got one. He's got
I've got a nice Tiffany PRX that look lovely.
Alex's
on your
mind
wrist.
has been clouded now because he's become a watch dealer.
I'm just asking, do you have the punters as well who may be into buying vintage watches?
I'm going to show you something, Thomas.
I can see that there's pitting on here on the levers, on to the left, to the upper left.
I'm going to show you something now, Thomas. Sorry, go on. You show me the levers. Oh, yes. Yeah, go on.
Pitting on there on the levers.
Yeah, but that's what you'd look. Forget about the pitting. Look, it's an old watch, so if that is pitting, you just have to accept it because you're buying an old piece. You're going down the rabbit hole, and I'm gonna have to drag you by your legs because you're not. Well, that's nothing to worry about. The thing is, it will cost you the same amount of money.
Yes, you bought it to get it.
Yeah, to get service. So then you're balls deep of what, £800+ all for what?
Right.
Do you understand? Then you're in Christopher Ward territory.
Yeah.
And then you get a Christopher Ward, close enough to get Christopher Ward with a 5-year warranty. And I'm not being paid to say that neither.
But you can get the reissue of these models. You know,
Yeah,
it's a rebirth of the Nevada
Yeah.
Gretchen for probably £1,400.
Yes, exactly. That makes more sense. Buy a reproduction.
Heritage
piece.
one.
A heritage.
Heritage piece is what you'd be
reproduction rather than, and this is why people should avoid buying watches of their birth year if you were born in the 60s and 70s, especially quartz watches.
I was going to get to that. Yeah.
Amount of people, Thomas, that I get that say I've got a quartz Omega that's from the 70s, early 80s. Forget it.
Right.
Because not even Omega will work on that watch. And even if you are able to service it, you can't really give a warranty because parts are obsolete. Don't buy watches of birth year if you're born in the 60s and 70s.
But if it's 80s, you're right, yeah?
It depends on... you were born in 83 like me, weren't you?
No, 82.
82.
I got date just, haven't I? I got the 16.
I think I look younger than you.
Don't know. What do you think, guys? We do a poll.
Who looks younger?
I'm older than you, Alex, aren't I?
Yeah.
I'm 1 year
40.
older than you. Respect
40.
your elders, you know? Don't let me come there. Don't let me come. Non ambazzare da assumere.
Avoid birth year watches and
unless it's Rolex.
No, look,
Rolex is all right. Don't worry about Rolex. Rolex is fine.
Listen. This is a difficult one though, Thomas, because like if you go to Barton Arcade, there is a particular company or companies. I can't remember which one is it now, D. The one in Barton
Burlington Arcade.
Burlington. Did I say Barton? Burlington in London.
Yeah. That's the main one. Yeah.
There's one that literally has Rolex watches, D.
Yeah, vintage.
From like,
yeah.
Now look, if you buy from them, that's fair enough because they're going to back a warranty, and the prices you're going to pay there, okay, they are high, understandably. They've got to pay their staff, rent rates, and all that. But you know that if there's an issue within the warranty, that they're going to rectify it. However, if you're buying from a private, you don't know what you're buying unless it's been assessed previously. unless it's been checked previously. So let's say like the service that I provide, Thomas, where I check the watch prior to
Authentication.
purchase, yeah, you'll get an idea if the watch is working or if it may need a service, and if not. And it's up to you whether you buy it or not at a fee, obviously. But if you're buying on a hope and a whim that, because you're in love with the watch because it's the year you're born in, no, you're asking for problems.
But I'm going to say this, Alex. Don't you own a Speedmaster circa 1974?
Yeah, because that's
Being a bit two-faced, isn't you?
No, I'm not being two-faced because I'm a watch.
So it's all right for you, yeah. So
Well, it's a special year, isn't it? It's a special
I
year.
know, yeah, but
Yeah.
maybe just to you and us, but not to anyone else.
No, that's fine. But there'd be somebody that's born in '74. But the thing is,
Ironic, Alex's Speedmaster breaks and he can't find parts for it. Oh, dear.
it actually has marks on the dial, which is quite frustrating. But I'm not even going to replace it because if you replace it, then it's a. But even if it was replaced, I don't care. But yeah, there is marks on the dial. But do you understand what I'm saying, Thomas? It's you've got to think about. You've got to look when you're buying a watch. You've got to be realistic of how much money you're going to spend, and just add a bit more.
No, that's true. Look, I mean, in regards to that piece, I'd rather you'd probably better off just getting the heritage version, Thomas. Knowing that the watch is going to be okay, 100%, and you're still getting that aspect. I think those vintage pieces can be tempted. Do you remember that YouTuber, Thomas, EDC Gunner?
Yeah.
He used to buy the Omega Seamasters vintage, and they are a really good way of getting into the good brands, like Omega at that price point. But I think with that piece there, that Nevada, I think, I'm not sure. It's only going for 400. Just makes you think if that was anything else, then maybe if it was an Omega, then I would say, you know what I mean, go for it. And
with Omega, the parts are still available, and things like
Thomas,
that. But, yeah.
Do you know what I'm going to do for you?
What?
I've got a beautiful Tudor on a bracelet, on a Rolex bracelet.
Yeah.
Vintage. I'll do it to you for cost. What do you think?
So man, you don't, Alex. I don't like this new Alex, this watch trader guy. You know what I mean? He's like trying to do a live stream here. He's trying to sell us watches. He got us on here. He's trying to sell me a watch earlier as well, and now he's trying to sell Thomas a watch. What the hell is going on?
Honestly, it's up your street. I'll even send it to you, and if you don't like it, you can send it back. But I'm telling you, it's up your street.
You might want to get it authenticated. I don't know if we're really talking to Alex or someone else tonight. I think he does a brain transplant or something,
Look, it's a beautiful piece, beautiful piece, beautiful.
Just stick to the watchmaking and get yourself a sales associate, yeah?
I sold a beautiful
piece, beautiful.
I sold a 16233 this week.
Box and papers,
right?
Warranty on it? I want to know the warranty, most importantly.
28-month warranty.
Okay. And if I change my mind after 28 months, then what? I might be losing like 26 seconds a week, mate.
Oh, look. No, but on a serious note, I'll send you that Tudor. I'll take some pictures of it and I'll send it to you.
Yeah, do it. Yeah.
Yeah,
please.
It's beautiful. It's manual.
No pressure, Thomas. Though. I don't like this new tactics Alex is applying. You know what I mean? No pressure, yeah. Anything wrong, you don't want it. Just let me break the news to him. I go,
look, Thomas. Let me show you something, Thomas. Right, this is a customer of mine who buys from me. He saw this watch. I'm going to find it on my phone. Right, he won't mind me.
Oh, GDPR, mate. Did you get consent from your client?
It's a picture of a watch, D.
I know, but is it Rolex or?
No, it's Omega.
Okay, so nothing to worry about then.
Right. Right. I can't show. I have to be careful with. Right. How much do you think?
I can't see it, Alex.
Do you mean you can't see it?
I can't see anything. It's gone.
No, wait. Can you not see it, Thomas? It's a vintage Omega.
What's it, Constellation or something?
Manual.
Okay.
All right, yeah, I can see it now, yeah.
Right. Yeah. Okay. Now, I'm guessing it's 18 karat. What do you think? What do you think? How much do you think that watch is going for? I almost fell on the floor.
18 carat, probably about
£2 grand, 1,800 quid.
900 quid.
Higher.
1,800, Alex.
Higher.
£2 grand, £3 grand.
Higher.
No.
Nah.
No.
Yeah.
Yo, you got to find the buyer first, Alex. Yeah.
$4 grand.
Nah.
$4 grand. And I just sold a Datejust, box papers, right, with warranty, pristine condition, original diamond dial for 6,250, and he wanted 4,000 for that.
Wow.
He wanted, but doesn't mean he's going to get, Alex.
Well, I told him I wouldn't even pay half.
I mean, I think they're going for 1,800 on the
Exactly.
secondary market. You know those.
That's
I like
just-
Keith Buford's comment. He said, I should be fine with the Berthier watch. There's not a lot that can't go wrong with the sundial.
He said that. Oh, I should be fine with here. Yeah, depends on
He
what
says-
sundial model.
This is one of Alex's business partners there in the background. Yes, you must buy Berthier. And then send them to Alex.
Okay for that Omega. Just 'cause it's got-
4,000.
Delusional, mate. Honestly, I'm sorry, mate.
Fantasist.
That's been
Delusional.
delusional now. Honestly,
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
this is actually thinking that you've got your missus a supermodel when in reality she's not.
No.
That is a lot of money. That's too
That's
much.
crazy money. 4 grand. I mean, not even half, Thomas. Not even half. You know, that's just.
Secretly, Alex put that money down 4K, and he's looking to make a £5 profit out of it. You wouldn't even, look. The thing is, even if you got that, you melted that gold away, Alex. You'd lucky
Yep.
if you get maybe 100 quid for it, £200.
Oh no! Listen, D. If you melted that gold and it's 18 carat, I think you would get more than 100 quid. But then again, the case backs on those.
Well, it's all
Weren't
solid,
that
isn't it?
big.
Because you've got the movement in there. You're just getting a little
Oh
bit.
yeah,
Of
yeah.
nothing
but-
to it, really.
No, that's true, but you get more. I mean, gold is high now.
Yeah, gold is,
Gold,
as I
gold.
found out, Alex, recently.
Yeah,
maybe too much away,
You
but,
didn't have a clue, did you?
I didn't have a clue, but I'm a very happy boy.
Yeah, exactly. Thanks to me.
Yeah, thanks, mate,
Gold,
yeah.
silver is high at the moment. You know, most
Alex got
precious
silver,
metals-
I got gold, man. Alex gets silver, I get gold. You know what I mean? No one remembers people that come second, Alex. You know that.
No, it's true. It's true. Carry on talking like that.
Number uno, Ella.
So yeah, just when it's buying vintage watches, you've got to be really.
Don't worry,
really
I'll share the
careful.
profits, Alex. Don't worry.
Yeah, I hope you do. Don't get emotionally involved. Don't
Yeah.
get too emotionally involved. If you're going to get emotionally involved, buy a modern piece, because
Sure.
then it's going to last you much longer.
Sure.
So
Good advice for the audience there.
no,
Yeah,
but it
yeah.
is. It's,
Alex
it's
is being honest now because he
Yeah.
could brainwash us all and say, look, Berthier is the way to go. But if you have any problems, get in contact.
the only way Berthier is the way to go is from specialists such as that company in London that specialize in vintage, because they will have watchmakers that
Yeah.
that have access to either being parts being made or are happy to work on those movements, and they will honor
No,
that.
they're really good guys. They've
Mm.
honestly, when you go there, you can see all the Rolexes of all. It's all Rolex they do basically. I would say 99% is Rolex. A lot of them are day dates. You know, they've got all the models. Don't get me wrong, but they've got a massive selection of day dates, the different dials and stuff like that from the 70s and 80s. You can pick up some rare pieces there for sure, but they're expensive. They are.
Very
You're
expensive,
paying.
yeah.
You're paying for what you get in there for sure.
But it makes sense to buy. Like if I sell a vintage watch, I will make sure that I will back the warranty on it, and if it's out of warranty, that I'll still work on it. You know, so then I think Patek Philippe do that. Patek Philippe are happy to work on the most earliest of their watches. Rolex won't. Rolex will decline.
Right, really.
Yeah, Rolex will decline.
Yeah, Von Krul comes up with a valid comment. He says he feels most comfortable buying a watch with a Sleater movement or one based on a Sleater, because he knows he can use that watch and what's it saying? Keep it running for a long time.
without spending loads of money on it, basically, is what he's getting at. So, look, I'll be honest with you. I mean, most of my expensive pieces, I don't keep them at home anymore. I don't see them much. And as I review more affordable pieces, those are the watches that I feel comfortable with going out, walking down the road without a fear, especially in London. You know, the other day I was in
Oh.
the office and I was like, okay, well, I'm not going to wear a watch over, £1,000 because then I'm asking for trouble, if that makes sense. So that's what I've become now. I mean, I mix it up. The only time it can be a little bit awkward when someone sort of knows who you are and they ask you what you're wearing, D, and you're like, "Oh, I've got this so watch on at the moment." They seem to be very disappointed.
Thomas,
Yeah.
do you know D has a black belt? But do you know what his black belt is in? Eating suvla.
Eating suvla.
They call me
Yeah.
Sensei Suvla King.
Yeah.
Barbecuing.
Yeah, he's
yeah.
the master. Mastros.
Barbecue master.
And Alex is the master of bench pressing grade A charcoal bags. On the oh gosh. We've got to have a bit of fun because I hate streams that are too serious. You know what I mean? I mean, I took half a day off work yesterday and went to the gym, hit the steam room, sauna, did about 10 laps in the pool, and then I went and watched the Arsenal lose to Man City and had a few drinks. Woke up this morning, feeling tired and just wish I didn't take any time off work because every time I take time off work, the next day tends to be pretty bad. So it's like nothing but problems at the moment.
Haaland's a goal machine, isn't he?
Yeah.
How long do you stay in the steam room for, D?
They say you shouldn't stay more than 10 minutes, but I was in there for about, I don't know, 30 minutes, 40 minutes.
I don't really believe that. I mean, I was told years ago that it's bad for you and it strains your heart, but it's actually not true.
No. My sinuses haven't been better since I've been using the steam room, to be fair. So my routine is I go to the gym for about 45 minutes. I don't do a big workout I just literally do work all the body parts except for one. And then I go,
that's his
that one I leave that one for later. That's the warm down.
Your bullu.
Yeah, the little bullu. And then I basically go and have a shower. Then I jump in the jacuzzi. Then have another shower. Then I go to the steam room and then sauna. And then my day's done. Have a shower, and then I'm back home. I actually did a barbecue as well. I did half a day, and not only did I go gym, I did a barbecue, and then I went to the pub to watch the football, and I had a few beers as well, and I had some scampi as well. Proper British day out. You know what I mean? It was good. Good relaxation.
What is scampi though? What fish is scampi? What is it?
Yes, it's like in that show, isn't it? And,
but there's nothing in them though. It's just.
Listen, Alex. Look, I was in a pub. There was
but I'm just saying when you actually open the scampi, there's not much in there.
That's why I ordered 2 platters of it. I had 2 platters of it with my mate. We're eating chips and watching. I go there, no souvlaki. He's like, no, so I'm having that scampi and that, and I'm like, okay, this is what I have to do. You know what I mean? With beer and scampi, I couldn't even taste how it tasted anyway. To be honest with you, we got Mr. GMT in the house. Yasu, brother.
Yeah, Yasu, Mr. GMT.
Our sexy brother from down under.
Mr. Sexy himself.
Do you know what's really nice is the baby squid D. You know when it's shallow.
Yeah, when I get calamari, I like it with the little tentacles, huh?
Yeah.
Calamari.
It's orgasmic, that.
It is, and it's just nice.
With the lemon in, huh?
Yeah. That is
fantastic.
You see, Thomas, wherever D goes, he takes a bottle of lemon juice with him.
Do you remember my face, how disgusted I was when I was in the restaurant? Like, I go, Alex, I go to the guy before, and don't forget not to bring me lemon, man. I don't want to be asking twice. Yeah. And what bloody happens when he brings my dish? No bloody lemon. I was like, that's something bano, you know what I mean? And while everybody's eating, I'm having to chase them to get their attention.
Oh.
He was a bit surprised. The Turkish guy was surprised that you asked for your lemon.
I was shocked, because in North London, Green Lanes never have this problem.
No.
Never have this problem. You know what it is though? In Green Lanes in North London, there's so many similar restaurants. They have to compete against each other, so you get more freebies than the next guy. So you'll see one week that one will be more busy than the other because the other ones decided to give a lot more, freebies.
Do you know, when you eat gubes, don't you think the best when they're just super piping hot, but they always burn your mouth? Because you just always want to. You don't want it. I don't know. I don't like them when they're warm. I like them when they're really hot.
Let me tell you a little story. When I picked up my parents from the airport, got them back from Heathrow, my mum goes, "Oh, I've got a surprise for you." And I was like, "What can it be?" They went to a Guba takeaway place, yeah. And it's still, you could smell Cyprus in the actual food. You know, the heat. It was still warm after like a 4.5-hour flight. They were still like had a bit of warmth and they had a bit of moist to them because of the heat in the packaging. Oh, mate, it was beautiful. Oh, mate, you know what? We missed out on so much in the UK.
You know, Thomas, when my parents come back from Cyprus, yeah, they'd always have one valitsa, which is a luggage, right? Just full of Greek food. And I remember one of my ex-girlfriends was like, "Why is it, Alex, that your parents come back from Cyprus and they come with food?" And I said, "Listen, it's what Greeks do." And you open it up and there's like lunza.
Halloumi, Luganiga,
Yeah.
Shiromeri.
This
Only thing I never brought back was Greek yogurt. Yeah.
And there's always a bit of olive oil that leaks, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
You should have seen the state of my car, man, in the boot. I had to get valeting done. You know what I mean? It's like oil leakage. These are the best olives. And my dad brought back lemons. No word of a lie. They look like grapefruit. They were that big. I go, "Dad, what do you put on this?" He goes, "It's only for my garden this size." And I'm like, he must be putting like loads of Miracle Growth to outcompete his neighbours over there, you know?
Oh, God.
He goes to me, "Have you heard the news?" And I'm like, "What news, Dad?" He goes, "Swimming pool tax." I will build my fence. Yeah, I will build my fence higher. They can't see. So they're apparently doing with drones now in Greece and Cyprus. They're checking all the houses to see if you've got a swimming pool, yeah? So you pay your tax on it. Craziness.
Why would they even? I mean, obviously it's because everyone wants a swimming pool, but that's just ridiculous. That's nuts. That's nuts.
Well, look, it's like over here in the UK, they're taxing us for the air we breathe now. It's ridiculous.
It's so expensive, isn't it, the UK? Don't you think, Thomas?
It's getting that way, yeah. Yeah. Very expensive. All sorts of stuff.
Look, my God, we've got managed offices in Bayham Street in Camden. And that's like my main hub. And I've opened other offices. That one's been there over a decade, right? And just says to me, "Look, we're going to up the prices now, like by 20%. I'm like, "Mate, what do you mean you're upping it by 20%? That's a big increase, man. I think this guy's worse than Rolex. You know what I mean? It's like 20% increase and this and that. And
though, isn't it? Very popular area.
Yeah, I mean, like, I'm in between Morrington and Crescent and Camden, where I'm at. Look, this is going to sound very cliche since we're on the Greek Watch Show, but my office is next to Daphne's Greek restaurant.
Really?
And I've got, next to it. That's why I chose the office space. So when my staff are going out and they're eating their junk food, like wherever they're going, I'm next door. They go, "What did you eat?" "I had charcoal grilled octopus with sea bass and stuff,
What sort of prices is that, though?
Oh, no, lunchtime menu, Daphne's is fantastic. I'll tell you what I normally go. I don't go for the meat, believe it or not, for lunch. Mm-hmm. I go for the barbecued sea bass.
Yeah.
Comes either with fries or Cypriot chips with a salad. And you get a mixture of dips, aubergine, taramosalada, tzatziki, hummus, and complimentary olives and a complimentary Greek coffee as well. And I get that for £12. £12.
What Greek?
£12. Oh, sweet.
Sweet potato.
The Greek potatoes.
If you don't know about
potatoes,
Cypriot potatoes from Leo Pedri, where my dad bought his house and where I've got a property, are recognized as probably the best potatoes in the world. And you ask any man from Dubai, yeah, or in the Middle East, you'll tell you exactly the same. There's a
Like
premium on them. They are the Rolex of potatoes.
they are like they're not sweet potato.
It's got a red soil.
They taste sweet.
Yeah, you can't. That soil, you only get it in that neck of the woods. That very red soil. Like you'll see, if you go to a supermarket, or you sometimes find them in specialist supermarkets here in the UK. A normal bag of potatoes would cost you £2.99. Guess how much those ones cost? £12.
What?
Really?
The premium on them, yep. Why do you think my dad in his garden in the UK, half of it is a vegetable patch? He plants separate potatoes, and they go, man, they don't taste the same. It's the soil. I'm telling you, he's arguing. It's the soil, you know. But
it's the soil, yeah, definitely. It's
but there is a breed. There is a breed. It's a different breed of potato.
Weather, yeah.
Oh, I love.
Can't believe we're talking about potatoes, man. Desperate times.
No, but you have to try them, though, Thomas.
Thomas, honestly, mate. I think even in Turkey they've got something similar. You know what I mean, as well. So, I mean, I get mine from Yasser Halim, which is a Turkish Cypriot supermarket that sell all the Cypriot stuff because they tailor towards the Turks and the Greeks because our cuisine is very, very similar. Right?
It's the same, dude.
It's the same, technically. It's the same. Except for they've got more of a love for chili sauce, and we've got more love for the garlic sauce.
Oh, they into chili sauce, the Turks?
Yeah, they love the chili sauce as well. Yeah,
I didn't even know that. Listen, Thomas, whenever you go to a Turkish restaurant, make sure you order lamb chops because the Turks are exceptional at doing lamb chops. This is not a joke, by the way. I'm being serious now.
Right.
There's one in Liverpool. I think it's called Alif, ALEF on Bold Street, and they have another one as well. And their lamb chops and the way they do their rice, they put it in like a juice or something. I mean, listen, when you eat it, you feel like 20 stone, but look, when you come to Liverpool, I'll take you.
Here's Ian Nicholson in the house, even knows about Leo Pedri. This guy, he's like a fellow compatriot for sure. 100%.
He is, isn't he?
We've adopted this guy, man. This guy, you know, he even went to see my uncle in Cyprus, you know.
Yeah, he did.
I've got photographs of my uncle in Cyprus. The watch community, you know what, man? You couldn't make it up. The watch community is great. You know what I mean? It's got people like Ian really make the watch community what it is today. You know, so
really does Dodger. Dodger like goes with Mrs. Dodger all over the place and meets everybody.
Wow.
You know, who are they meeting? I think they're meeting. What's the Buffaris, isn't it? Aren't they going to see Buffaris?
Ah, nice. It's so who's coming down to the BQ Watch Show? If anyone's in the chat, if you're coming down, let us know. Oh, fantastic! It's going to be great to see everyone. Honestly,
yeah,
it's like a family affair, isn't it? Really, it's like the family getting together. Fantastic news.
It's going to be a great little get together. There's going to be a lot of people coming. I do know Ian's coming, Dodger's coming.
We've got that Mehis Menno coming as well from Italy.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. That'll be interesting.
Jim Jones, he's coming.
Jim Jones is coming. Yeah, he's been to see Buffaris already, Dodger.
Oh, nice. I wonder if Buffaris is coming down. It'd be nice to see him. When was the last time we met everybody? Was at the London Watch Show, I believe, right?
Yeah, that was. I think Buffaris is planning on coming. Yeah, so
nice. We're gonna have a lot of fun, guys. I think we're gonna have a hell of a lot of fun. You may need to take if you're working on Monday, just take the day off. I get the funny feeling, mate, we're all gonna be smashed.
Oh yes, I took Dodger to that Turkish place on Bold Street. I'm sure. Yes.
You know, I like Moroccan food as well.
No, Alex. we went to. Oh yeah, Dodger went with Mrs. Dodger, but I took him to Sapporo. Nice. I took him to a Japanese before that's owned by Anastasia, by some Greeks. You might know them.
I'll be honest with you, I don't know many. The only Greek I know in Liverpool is you, Alex.
But I wasn't born in Liverpool. Do you know what I mean?
I know.
It's funny because when I went to Greek church, I walked in and I was expecting to see people I knew, and I only saw one person who I spoke to before I went in. And what I noticed was interesting. There were so many different cultures in there.
You know, there's a lot of people from the Ukraine.
Yeah.
In our Greek church, like I went there, and there was Russians, loads of Russians, Romanians, and people from Ukraine. And what we noticed was that there was a massive divide. So the Russians were on one side and the Ukrainians were on the other side.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was weird. So like the Greeks were like in the middle, like splitting them up, sort of thing. But you could see the dagger eyes, you know. Like I don't know if we were imagining this, but we could see that people staring each other out for some reason. And I don't think it was for good reasons. You know what I mean? It was you see the guys were like, you know, there's some old chaps there looking at them, and you know, it was quite sad, really. But I mean, normally, right, the church that I go to it's not packed. It's packed, but it's not packed to the fact that you can't get into the church. And for the first time, you couldn't get in. It was like, Jesus Christ. It was like, wow.
Well, the one in Liverpool was really, really busy. But what shocked me, D, is that there was people in there with trainers and jeans on.
Listen, the world is changing. Like, you know, people don't go to work wearing a suit anymore, Alex. Yeah.
Yeah,
This is
but
the truth.
I mean,
like,
you go into
wear
church, for God's sake, at least just.
I know all the old girls were, you know, dressed very.
Yeah, only because they're going out later on.
No. I don't want to.
I'm just messing.
Like
I'm just messing.
Paul, the widows were there, just the usual thing, and just they kiss you on the cheek like 10 times as you walk past. It's like it's like it reminded me of my gran. You know, it was quite like reminiscent of the grandparents. They're quite emotional for me, to be fair, because I'm not being weird, but when they get to a certain age, they all start looking like a little bit the same, don't they? They got they all look cute and that. So it was sweet seeing everybody. But no, I had a good time. Put on a lot of weight. That's what really pushed me to go to the gym finally, because you put on weight, eh? Everyone, right?
Why does the Greek parents always judge us by our weight?
But it's my relative. He goes, you eat a lot, eh? Yeah, I don't recognize you. He recognized me about a mile off me without his glasses, and he didn't recognize me. You know what I mean? I'm like, all right, mate, don't have to fucking do me again, you know?
I found a picture of me 15 years ago.
Excuse me.
I'm telling you.
Even bigger, Alex.
No, I was.
He was like Mr. Bean back in the day.
I was 11, 12 stone.
Back then, if you compared the two, I looked like the bodybuilder, and Alex looked like the Andrew Tate of old. You know, the guy that was like getting whooped every night by girls, getting his heart broken. This is a product of tragedy in your life. You know, people kick the gym when they got problems.
Thank you, D. Thank you for that story.
No worries, man. I speak nothing but the truth and only the truth. Hand on the Bible.
I was surprised because I found a hard drive and there was pictures of like many years ago, and there was one, and it freaked me out. So I thought, wow, was that me? Yeah, it was me. And it was
Alex is like his Arnold Schwarzenegger moment when he looked in the mirror and goes, "I need to work harder."
Yeah, it's amazing how your body changes and your face changes as you get older.
No, I was actually always like thin until I hit about 24, 25. I started to really pile on the weight when I was really office based. When I stopped being active, playing football as much, and I'd be honest with you, working from home, there was times when I was working at home when I was going through financial difficulty in my early days, and that wasn't good for me, to be honest with you. I piled on the weight and just tend to be stuck to a chair. I mean, it is what it is. You know, I think with old age, being inactive, because I tell you what, when I was a bit of a bachelor, I had a bit of like a penthouse with a gym on the same floor. Those were the days. I'd actually, before I'd go out, guys, I'd have a workout to make sure my veins would show. That's how vain I was. I used to work out until I could, because I wasn't massive, but I was quite well cut at the time, yeah? And I've got pictures of me on the beach, you know, probably with a 4-pack, not quite a 6-pack, but I was like, yeah, Greek god Zeus has entered the beach. I remember all my mates would walk in a certain pose to make our chests look bigger as well. You know, it was back in the day. I remember we were where we what was it? Where did we go? It was Rhodes. I can't remember the town that we went to, but we were all doing 100 press ups before we went out. We just got off the plane. It was like literally 12 o'clock at night. And we're all like, go on, we're doing our you know what I mean? They were like, we're ready, man. We don't need to sleep. We're all like ready. The Lynx is on.
Oh,
18 years old, brilliant. Oh, those were the good old days, you know. They used to call me the bedroom bully.
Oj, sta matador.
I want
You're funny. Right. I think we're wow, is it what time is it?
Oh,
It's
I've
almost
only
10
got
o'clock.
started, guys. I'm getting into this now. We have to go.
What are you drinking?
No, I had one whiskey earlier, nothing much, but
What sort of whiskey do you drink?
huh?
What
Chivas,
sort?
Regal.
Chivas
look,
Regal.
Yeah, or if I'm normally I'm just like a JD drinker or get on, but I
You
had a
think
whiskey
Japanese
tonight.
whiskey, do you?
People give me like Christmas presents and birthday presents of these whiskeys and that, but I always go back to what I enjoy the most. I'll be honest with you. I'm going to be totally honest with you. My granddad gave me, before he passed away, probably about 15, 20 bottles of whiskey. Like not like expensive whiskey, like famous grouse or I can't remember what the other Bell's whiskey. You know, that's what the Greeks do. When you've got a wedding, everyone gets a bottle of whiskey on the table. But the thing is, that whiskey, you know, when
Johnny
you're at
Walker.
a hotel, you know, you're at a hotel, you have to pay corkage costs just to have the bottle in there. And in this case, it costs more than the bloody whiskey. You know what I mean? Just to have it on the table. So, I've still got bottles left over from 10 years ago from when I got married.
It's like when you go to the Buzukia, they charge you, don't they, for the flowers? You know when you throw the flowers? They charge you, don't they?
I haven't thrown any flowers for a long time.
But they charge you stupid money.
The last Buzuki place I went to is a place called Jimmy's in Soho, which is a basement, and the food comes out. You can't even see what the food looks like. It's like all you know, it tastes. You don't even know because by the time it comes, like the deal is you have to get a bottle of whiskey beforehand. That's like the deal. So they keep on topping up your glass. So by the time the food comes, you can't taste it anyway. So for all you know, you don't know what you're eating, mate. But all I know that once I was eating some lamb and I might have been chewing gum. It was that tough.
You don't know, do you?
It might have been, God knows what it was.
Yeah. Well, I used to, my dad always reminds me how I used to drink quite heavily, but I don't drink. I mean, I went from whiskeys to espresso martinis now. That's how much difference now, but I like to drink.
You're very sophisticated, Alex.
He is, isn't he? Yeah.
Oh my God! This is I don't know what's happened, Alex. You know, he gets into a bit of money. You know,
what money? I'm a Kilingiro.
He's now suddenly become very sophisticated. You know.
I don't know. Just because
Hey, Greggy boy's in the house.
Oh, Greggy boy's here.
The fragrance specialist.
Hi,
Greg.
I like whiskey, but I don't know. I think it's all about who you got around you. I think that's the most important thing. As soon as
I'm not going to lie. I'm not one of these guys that is a drink connoisseur. I do enjoy whiskies. I've only learned about whiskies because of maybe the clients that I've been. I didn't have a clue, really about whiskies. I grew up being a Jack Daniels man.
Irish whiskey's nice though. Irish whiskey. Sorry, Dick.
Like Nicholson says, whiskey's like brown sauce, separates the men from the boys.
Yeah. Irish whiskey's good.
All I know that when I was ill from a very young age, all my family would force me to drink Zivania, which is like 50% alcohol.
It's flammable based, isn't it, Zivania?
Yeah. That's what I use. My barbecue's not starting properly. I just don't put spirit on there. Just put a bit of Zivania. It lights up like you've never seen before, mate.
Do you not put a bit of petrol on?
No, just Zivania.
Zivania.
I don't want to damage the charcoal, my friend.
Oh, so putting petrol on damages the charcoal?
Well, I hate this. No, I'm not an advocate of that. I know a few crazy Greeks, where they were doing a pretend man-made barbecue in the middle of like this lawn, that they have, right?
Yeah.
And it was in the summer, the heat of the UK, and the soil had like cracks everywhere.
Yeah.
So while he's putting like spirit down to make the flames bigger, the whole bloody garden lit up in fire. We're like, oh my God, they all started panicking. They go, oh man, what are we gonna do? I was like, someone call 999, get the fire brigade down. And then my mate's like, no man, I've got the jet spray, no worries. All the neighbors were coming out we've run out with the jet spray off for the car, and everyone's like, you know what I mean? It was not, mate. When I say to you, it was like literally like a 10-foot fire because the whole grass lit up. It was, oh my God, it was like mad. You couldn't make it up. I mean, Jesus Christ, that was a close one. And my mate was laughing afterwards, but I was like, dude, don't ever get involved doing a barbecue ever again because you could have had the whole bloody area like it would have been like a fire disaster. It would have been on the news at this rate.
Monkey Shoulder's nice. Monkey Shoulder whiskey. I had a bottle of that. That's quite nice. That's pretty nice.
Just GWS Regal on the rocks. That's what I drink. It's not that expensive. And you know what's going to make you laugh? I get them off Amazon for £22 a bottle, cheaper than the supermarkets, which are like £32.
That's not bad, is it? That's not bad.
Very good.
So, Mr. GMTs, don't put petrol because it destroys your meat.
It makes it toxic.
Yeah.
Well, look. No, I don't look. If you were to get the charcoal to ignite a bit more, obviously do it prior to putting the meat on. By that time, the petrol is
you
gone.
don't know the technique. The Greek technique is that you give it a bit of air.
You get the.
I love it when I've got. Yeah. That's
or
what
a hairdryer.
That was my party trick with the ladies. Look, there's no fire. They're like, "Well, dude." That old trick back in the day, they were well impressed with that one. You know? Oh wow.
Exactly. A bit of petrol never hurt a burger. There you go. You see.
Yeah. So we've got the bank holiday weekend, haven't we?
Yeah.
Oh, King Charles, huh?
What are you doing? What are you doing for bank holiday?
I'll let you guys go first. I think you could pretty guess what I'm doing.
You're doing a Souvla.
I'm doing a Souvla, but I've got a few reviews to do as well. I'm going to do a bit of an update on the show just to confirm the brand. It might have to wait until next week, to be honest with you guys. I want to just do one-off video where I've confirmed everybody that rather than miss a few brands out. So we could have actually 30 brands now. Wow. So I'm having to squeeze a few brands, maybe do 2 per table, if that makes sense with the new guys. Split because we've got no room for them. But July, the 22nd and the 23rd of July is looking to be just as good, guys, to be honest with you, because I was in contact with so many brands. They've all agreed to exhibit for 6 shows. We're just trying to get them all in, and when and how is the problem. But that's a high-class problem that I would say.
Well, I'm just going to spend the time with my boy, with the family, really. It's nothing majorly exciting. I just want to relax a bit.
No, I agree with Mr. GMT. I won't be attending Alex's Souvla.
I'll tell that to my dad.
Well, your dad is
Master Foddies.
And
see what he says.
Ian Nicholson will be having a girl. Fantastic. Yeah, I mean, look, I love my barbecues. I collect barbecues like I collect watches.
You've got a Fugu, haven't you?
I've got loads of. I've got a Fugu that you can do like Gleftigo as well.
Yeah.
Forno as well. Yeah. I've got a smoker. I've got the traditional Cypriot barbecues. I've spent thousands of pounds on this stuff. My dad goes to me, "Ma, where did you get this machine for? I've been looking for it for years." I go, "Dad, I got it from Archway Metalworks." For all of you guys who want good barbecues, whether you're just a general barbecue enthusiast, check out Archway's Steelworks, they're called. I can't remember the website, but I think it'll come up on Google, and you can get grade A sort of barbecue setups that you'd get in a Turkish or Greek restaurant. They even sell the clay ovens. A lot of their stuff is designed for the restaurant business. So you can see, like, I do take it seriously. Mine's not in-house, in a kitchen. Mine's left in a shed, and I take it out when I want to use it. But no, there's some really cool stuff there. They're expensive, but definitely worth the money.
How much are they?
Right now at 6:30 a.m.
Wow.
That's dedication.
Ma, what are you going to do after? Warm it up in the microwave?
It's for his restaurant, isn't it? Or not his restaurant.
Maybe he's pre-cooking it halfway and then finishing it off later on. Mr. GMT, man. Man's eating souvlaki for breakfast.
Exactly.
What a man. Oh, then we eat bacon. He eats pork souvlaki.
Do you know what's? But on a serious note, do you know what's really good to eat in the morning to boost your testosterone naturally?
I know what it is. It's the free magic combo: hummus, tzatziki, and taramo salada.
Oh, your Irish meze.
No, Irish meze means that I do everything back to front. When I go to a restaurant, I say, listen, I don't want none of your dips. I'm being serious now. I want the meat first, and I want the dips last, because I'm not ruining my appetite for the meat with the bread and the dips. As much as I like the dips.
But don't you find when you go to an Indian restaurant when they put the poppadoms in front of you with the mango chutney?
Oh, that's different though.
Yeah, but you go through it like a rat up a drain pipe, don't you? You just annihilate
I do fancy
it.
an Indian, you know. I do fancy
You
some
annihilate it. I like the korma, but it's like 10,000 calories just to have a korma because it's so sweet, isn't it? It's just full of rubbish.
Well, I do love the tikka and the tandoori. That's nice as well. Very nice. Korma, mate. Listen, korma doesn't really give you that spice, you know.
Korma is there? No, I think curry.
No. Well, no, I like a bit of korma. I can't really do chili. I can't do hot spice stuff.
It's exotic.
I can't do too hot, D.
You're not powerful enough.
No, it's like Tabasco sauce. It dries
all
out
that gym work, mate, and he can't even take. It is strong.
But on a serious note, if you eat steak and eggs for breakfast, it naturally does help your testosterone. Steak and eggs. It's been proven.
Or if you maintain a certain exercise.
What's the exercise, do?
No comment.
But you need the steak and eggs for that exercise.
Three times a day.
Anyway,
All part of the routine. Alex's protein fund. Don't forget, if you want to contribute any super chats tonight to the protein fund, feel free to, Alex.
Jay, if you like rat up a drain pipe, there's another one saying snotty nose schoolboy as well. Remember that one. So you got rat up a drain pipe and snotty nose schoolboy. Yeah, but steak and eggs is very good in the morning.
You've been watching too many Rocky films, mate.
No, I'm telling you.
No, listen. For me, I have a couple of steaks every week.
Yeah. Look,
is it? Yeah, go on.
High protein based diet is best because it keeps you filled up, and it is what you need. If you're waking up having like cereal based, you know, it's not good, like sugars and processed and all that. But if you're wanting to have a good day, a good morning, if you wake up and have fluids and steak and eggs, telling you, just try it, and I promise you, try it.
I think my shopping cost is going to go up big time if I'm eating steak for breakfast and lunch and for dinner. Because I eat tomahawk and T-bone steak, Alex. You know what I mean? It's not like
you saw those tomahawks that my dad barbecued.
They're really nice, mate. Honestly, that's my favorite. My son, like that's all he wants now. Once you get the taste of the good stuff, you can't go back. It's like everything doesn't taste the same after that.
Do you eat the milla? Do you eat the fat?
Oh no, not on. I do. I'm guilty of eating a little bit.
No,
so I cut it off and I leave a little bit on.
I eat all of it.
That's what the taste is.
Oh, I love it. I just eat all of the fat. All of it.
Yeah, Alex is greedy like that. Nothing goes to waste. The cost of living's gone up. So Alex is like, look, man, I need that extra like calories, you know?
Nothing wrong with a bit of animal fat, you know?
Yeah.
Telling you.
But there's this debate whether if it is really good for you because it may not exactly be organic. It's not organic meat, is it? Is what they're saying. Not free range.
Yeah, but D, if you're keeping away from sugars, processed foods, and you eat animal fats, trust me, there's nothing to worry about.
Yes, the end result is Alex. You judge for yourself. He started to lose his sight recently as well. The guy in his glasses.
Yeah. Thomas, I no longer have 20/20 vision. I now have a prescription. Yeah.
So,
and now
If
Yeah,
anything slips through Alex's authentication, he'll blame it on his eyesight.
yeah, so I've got on my right, it's plus 0.75, minus 0.5, and then 140. Does that mean anything to you?
No.
And then on my left, it's 0.75, 0.25, and then 40. So I'm going to get some sexy glasses now, Thomas. I'm going to look even more intelligent than I already look.
Have you got
God
any
help
friends
us.
in mind?
Yeah. I'm going to get some like transparent, like, you know, like those transparent ones, you know, and just
Really?
look the part. Yeah.
So we have the next generation of watchmaker. Alex is now starting to look like a watchmaker now.
What? Because I wear glasses.
So
I just need to wear a
mate.
jumper.
Sober.
I just need to put a jumper on.
Yeah,
Time to retire, mate.
a white lab coat like all the people in the IWC boutique had at Watches and Wonders. A white lab coat. So
I wear a black or blue one.
a blue one, but you need to get a
Yeah.
white one.
No, I'm going to get one. I'm going to get one tailored fitted.
Alex is like a
think-
boxer in denial, man. He still thinks he's going to get a title shot. I'm winding you up. This guy, we're going to be talking about, you know, going to the gym at 70, 80 years old. Alex will be still flexing. Hey, man, look at my body there. Look at my body.
I think it's good to be active, don't you think?
No,
Anyway,
it's good. It's good to be active, definitely.
You know, I think it's important, you know, just even to go if I can walk somewhere, I'll just walk. I don't want to take any transport.
It's just a
You know,
walk.
it's good just to get out, and especially when you're working in a basement.
Yeah, this is the real dungeon. You don't
Yeah.
even know what goes on in this place.
No, you don't. You don't want to know. You don't want to know, honestly. You know, so you just want to get out, a bit of sunlight. You know, it's important that you get sunlight. So
Go looking for the meat.
exactly. So, right.
Well, it's been a good one.
That's,
Thanks for watching, guys. Don't forget to see. Oh, well, I look forward to seeing you guys at the A to Z of Watches BQ Watch Show on the 10th and the 11th of June. Don't forget there will be another event on the 22nd and 23rd of July as well. So we all hope to see you there soon. Don't forget to subscribe to the Escapement Show. Very intriguing show coming up. Is it this Saturday, Thomas? Yeah.
Thomas.
Saturday,
Next
Thomas.
Thomas Spinnett, the Escapement Show. Alex, leave probably a link on in the description for Thomas as well.
Yeah.
Don't forget to subscribe to that sexy man, Alexandros Fodi, the one, the only world famous watchmaker on YouTube. Yeah, don't forget that. And don't forget, if you get a chance, have a look at the D Time Love channel as well. Take care, guys.
Take care. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.
Good guy.